and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Our top story tonight: the Federal Constitutional Court has officially begun its work. Opening under the shadow of controversy surrounding the selection of its judges, Justice Aminuddin Khan was sworn in as the first Chief Justice by President Asif Ali Zardari at Aiwan-e-Sadr, where senior political and military figures were in attendance. Shortly after taking oath, Justice Aminuddin appointed Judge Muhammad Hafiz Ullah Khan as registrar and selected Mazhar Bhatti as his secretary. But the celebration has been marred by criticism from legal circles, who allege that seniority was overlooked and that loyalty, rather than competence, may have influenced some of the appointments. The debate continues as the newly formed court begins its operations. In Lahore, a significant legal challenge emerged as a petition was filed in the Lahore High Court questioning the constitutionality of Pakistan's 27th constitutional amendment. The petitioner, Hassan Latif, argued that the amendment shifts crucial powers from the Supreme Court to the new Federal Constitutional Court and grants lifetime immunity to the Chief of Defense Staff. Latif withdrew the petition after the Additional Attorney General informed the court that the amendment was still undergoing revisions. The court approved the withdrawal but permitted him to refile the case once the amendment takes its final shape. For more on this, we go to our correspondent in Lahore.
Chris, the filing and swift withdrawal of this petition have stirred fresh debate within legal and political circles here. Lawyers say the 27th Amendment represents one of the most sweeping shifts in Pakistan's judicial structure in decades. Many argue that transferring authority from the Supreme Court challenges long-standing constitutional balances. Others insist the amendment is necessary to streamline constitutional cases. For now, observers in Lahore are watching closely, expecting a renewed legal battle once the revised amendment is made public. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Drake. In Peshawar, the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government has announced an inquiry commission to investigate the May 9th attack on the Radio Pakistan building. Chief Minister Sohail Afridi said the commission will examine all available evidence, including CCTV footage, and will present its findings directly to the provincial cabinet. Afridi also reiterated his government's zero-tolerance stance on corruption and promised greater transparency in governance as the investigation proceeds. Turning to Islamabad, Pakistan and Russia have taken a major step in strengthening bilateral ties with their first-ever security dialogue. Russian Director General for Asia-Pacific Affairs, Alexei Ovchinnikov, met Pakistan's additional Foreign Secretary Tahir Andrabi and other senior officials. Both sides exchanged views on the Asia-Pacific security environment, explored possibilities for enhanced defense cooperation, and agreed to institutionalize the dialogue as an annual event. The meeting is being seen as a notable development in Pakistan's evolving foreign policy outreach. Across the border in Indian-occupied Kashmir, at least 9 people have been killed and 27 injured following a massive explosion at the Naugam police station in Srinagar. Authorities say the blast occurred when a cache of confiscated explosives detonated while forensic experts were collecting samples. Those killed include police officers, forensic personnel, revenue officials, a state investigation agency member, a police photographer, and even a local tailor. The police station sustained significant structural damage, and the rescue operation was slowed by successive secondary blasts. The tragedy comes just days after a fatal car explosion in Delhi, escalating concerns as Indian authorities intensify raids throughout the region. In Balochistan, the Provincial Assembly has passed the Child Marriage Prohibition Bill with a majority vote, despite intense objections from opposition legislators. The legislation, moved by Health Minister Bakht Mohammad Kakar, was defended by Chief Minister Mir Sarfraz Bugti as a constitutional necessity aimed at safeguarding vulnerable children. However, opposition members denounced the bill as un-Islamic and tore up its copies on the assembly floor, arguing that it contradicts cultural and religious norms. The bill's passage marks a significant moment in Balochistan legislative efforts toward child protection. And finally, on the international front, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States will resume nuclear weapons testing. Speaking aboard Air Force One en route to Florida, he said the U.S. would conduct tests like other countries do, though he did not confirm whether this includes full-scale detonations. Trump has previously directed the Pentagon to restart preparations for nuclear testing, citing similar activities in Russia, China, North Korea, and Pakistan. Reports also suggest he is considering approving a deal to sell F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia, a move that could shift strategic balances in the Middle East. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.